Now, optimal stopping covers a lot more problems than simply the dating and the housing scenario. And one of the other ones, which is also, I would say, acutely and painfully familiar to us San Franciscans, is the question of when to park. So we've all had this experience of, approaching some venue and, you're trying to hold out for the best space and you see an opening and you think to yourself, there might be a better spot. But if I keep going, the next person behind me is surely going to take it, and even if I swing back around, it's gone. And so you may want to, we include this figure in the book, you can cut it out and put it on your dashboard. So to an optimal stopping theorist, it all depends on what's called the occupancy rate, which is what percentage of the spaces are filled in that particular neighborhood. And so depending on the occupancy rate, there is a specific number of spots away that you should wait, and then take the next available spot. So in a neighborhood that's 90% full, hold out until you are 7 spaces away, which is about 1 block. If it's 99% full, then you should be willing to take the first available space 69 spaces away, which is about a quarter of a mile. If it's 99.99% full, I would not drive at all. And actually, this is an interesting case where looking at the optimal strategies for drivers not only gives us a way to make better decisions when we're behind the wheel, but in this case, it also gives us some insight into the urban planning problem of parking. So the kind of traditional and typical way of thinking about parking was that it's simply a question of, we have this resource, public spaces, we want to allocate them maximally to the maximum number of cars. But if you look here, going from a 90 to a 99% occupancy rate only accommodates 9% more cars, but it involves every single driver driving 10 times as far to find a space and walking 10 times as far to the destination. So more contemporary urban planners, kind of inspired by some of these ideas, have begun working with city governments to push for lower occupancy rate in downtown urban areas, which means raising prices. And one of the parking gurus behind this idea is named Donald Shoup from UCLA. And one of the first instances of this is through SF Park here in San Francisco. When I interviewed Donald Shoup, arguably the world's expert on how to park, what his own research had taught him about how to optimize his commute to UCLA, he said, yes, I ride my bike.